With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and we are counting down to InfoComm 2023. There's nobody more excited about InfoComm 2023 than me, as you will see as we do these series of video casts with the team of Avixa, who puts on the InfoComm show every year. And one of the big pieces in and around InfoComm that I think is underrated by people that have never attended is the educational sessions. I've participated in the educational sessions probably 29 out of the last 30 years. Jesse Miller is going to be delivering a session. He's the CEO of Midtown Video. Actually, Jesse, you're going to be doing 2 sessions, and there's not a topic hotter than yours, and that is live events and sort of streaming and hybrid in and around live events. First off, if you don't mind introducing yourself and talking a little bit about Midtown Video and your expertise, and then jump right into the first session. You're going to have 2 sessions at the show: advanced streaming considerations for live events and streaming for remote guests. Talk about the first session after you introduce yourself.
Thanks so much for having me, Gary. Midtown Video is a boutique AV integration firm in Miami, Florida. We build everything from television production studios to audio video support in stadiums and retail outlets. The first panel that I get to moderate, we get to do advanced streaming considerations. This is about virtualizing the live event. So our friends and colleagues who are streaming events, that's not just a single presentation, but taking an event that would have 2 or 3 main stages, 5 or 6 breakout rooms, really providing in-person attendees with a choice on what to experience at the in-person event. This is the virtualization of that process. So the 3 experts who are going to be on my panel have lots of experience that they're going to share with end users, people that face these questions in their professional careers. And they've tested them out. They know the pros and cons. They know what to watch out for. And I'm really excited to have their perspective available to the InfoComm track educational attendees.
Well, there's been a history of event planners being afraid to bring the content from the physical event outside of the physical event because they've been afraid to, hurt attendance to the event and devalue the local education that's there. But since the pandemic, obviously, it's been seen as an augmented value add and even a way to bring people to the future event live. What percentage of your clients are asking for, that are doing live events, whether conferences or shows, whatever, asking for a remote component or a streaming component or any kind of hybrid component?
I would say it's nearing 100% right now. Even if it's an entirely in-person presentation, even if it's an entirely in-person conference where people are flying to the hotel, staying there and attending the ballrooms every day, at least some panelist is going to be attending remotely. It's even more common now that attendees will want to be able to watch a live stream of that presentation. So again, I'd say it's nearing 100% of the in-person events need some remote component, whether for the attendee or for the panelists.
You kind of touched on 2 issues there. One is the person who attended live who wants to be able to go back and reference these sessions later, and that's one value proposition of doing it that way. But the other thing you mentioned is bringing in remote guests live, and that's the point of your second session, I believe, is streaming with remote guests and the complexities of that and how to break that down and the options that you have there, because we have the UC platforms as one solution, but really you have to amp it up quite a bit because you want better resolution than that, and you also want more control over the guests when they come in. And that's, I'm guessing, part of what you're going to talk about is sort of what the options are there and how to pick which option to use and sort of how to do it properly. Is that what you're going to talk about in streaming for remote guests?
That's right. We're going to talk about every, element of the budget spectrum. We're going to talk about doing it in hardware. We're going to talk about doing it in software. And on that presentation, my co-panelist, Nathan Hall, he's the guy that does it professionally for Oprah Winfrey and her folks. So you can't really get better in real life experience than the kind of work that our team is doing to bring remote guests into live presentation, live production. So, the attendees at this particular presentation are coming from all different walks of life, all different, kinds of organizations. We've got people that are trying to do it at their church, people that are doing it for sort of government presentation, and people doing it for corporations, all the way on up to broadcast and the Oprah Winfrey crew. So there's going to be a lot of really great information, and not just one way to do it.
That's actually a good point, is that there isn't just one way to do it. You can even use Zoom theoretically, right, and Teams for doing this, but there are a lot of other options out there that are very affordable, that are software-based options. And then there's the broadcast application, like you mentioned, for the Oprah Winfrey Show, that I imagine has some sort of like backup and fail-safe operation kind of components to it, and the quality. Obviously, you're looking at visual and audio quality. It's always a trade-off, right? You're always making a trade-off. I mean, I'm connecting here on hotel Wi-Fi. You're connecting from your house. You're going to have a more stable connection than me, but we made it work, right? I mean, this does work, and the trade-off is simplicity, and the fact that I can use my laptop and be anywhere. But when you're doing an event like a broadcast, like an Oprah Winfrey Show, you've got to step up your game quite a bit. So you're going to address all of those. So the audience that you're attracting here could be literally everyone from an end user who's, as you mentioned, a house of worship, all the way through someone who's in the broadcast market.
That's right. We're trying to make sure that we've got a way for everybody that attends to level up. We don't want people to feel like, well, my organization's not going to front the money for that hardware. On the other hand, we don't want people just thinking, hey, we've done this before. We need something more than just Zoom. So in a 2-hour period, Nate and I have it hammered out that we're pretty sure everybody that attends is going to be able to walk away with a few new tricks.
Well, as I said, I mean, everyone goes to InfoComm because there's a show floor and because there's parties. The smart people go to InfoComm because of the education as well. And I hope that everyone takes advantage of the educational sessions at InfoComm. If you've never, this is a great opportunity, because even if you're not doing live events, you are dealing with remote participants and remote connection, and you're going to learn a lot about all the different software and video hardware platforms that are out there, and connectivity options, bandwidth issues, security, another factor a little bit that we have to address here. And if we can't find the answers in Jesse's session, you'll find the answers in the hundreds of other sessions that are being offered during the show, before and during the InfoComm show. All you got to do is go to infocommshow.org to see everything. Just click on it as an attendee. You can find everything you want to find there. And Jesse, I'm looking forward to hearing about how your session goes and having a chance to review it afterwards. I want to thank you for joining me on this opportunity to kind of promote what you're doing at the show, promote education, and promote the InfoComm show in general. And thanks for sharing some insights. I'm amazed that y'all do the Oprah Winfrey Show. That's a really cool thing.
I really appreciate you having me. That's Nathan Hall, not my client. That's his client, but co-panelist on the same show as me. We've got some other impressive things to share with our attendees, and I really appreciate you having us on to give it a little visibility.
I'm excited to meet you and to do that. And congratulations on your success. And we'll see you down in Orlando in about a month. This is Gary K. We got a lot more to cover. We're going to do a lot more of these sessions with the Avixa team to talk about a little bit about what they're doing leading up to the show. And of course, it is in Orlando this year, but you can see everything InfoComm related at raypubs.com/InfoComm. Jesse, thank you very much for joining me, and have a great day.
Same. Thanks so much.
rAVe Radio with